Should I start?
Okay. That's what that is.
So today I'm going to be talking to you about Islamophobia. For those who may not know, Islamophobia is the fear or hatred of Muslims. Imagine walking onto a plane and everyone looking at you in fear. You're going to visit your ill sister in New Jersey. Once you're on the plane and you're all settled down, a flight attendant walks up to you and asks you to leave because people are uncomfortable with your presence. Since the 9/11 terrorist attacks, this is how some Muslims have been treated in America. In recent years, the number of hate crimes has increased. It has now become obvious that we associate our hate with fear. Americans should not fear Muslims. They should fear the detrimental groups that associate themselves with the Islamic belief. Although we tend to be ignorant and tie the two together. When most Americans think of Muslims, they, immediately think of terrorists. Yes, there are terrorist groups who practice the Islamic faith. There are also Christian terrorist groups, and we refer to all these people as extremists. Okay, ISIS is not the same thing as the Islamic religion. They claim that they are true Muslims, which they are nowhere near that. This is one of the main reasons Americans fear Muslims, because they connect Muslims to ISIS. Most Muslims feel repulsed by ISIS, referring them to one and the same. For those who do not know, ISIS is a terrorist group who kill innocent people, and they have made multiple threats to the United States. It is perfectly normal to fear something that could potentially cause us harm, but not an innocent religious group. These innocent people also got blamed for the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and there are still backlashes from that 13 and a half later. Forgot about this one. Okay. Got blamed for the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and there are still backlashes 13 and a half years later. We have the tendency to relate wearing a turban with terrorism, as we all witnessed with the Hamadi picture. Today, only 27% of our population has a positive outlook on Muslim Americans. Here in America, there have been reports of hate-filled crimes regarding this religion and its followers. This hate is highly inappropriate, and there are many more instances in this country where people have been killed for what they believe in. In the United States, 13% of religious hate crimes had to do with the Islamic religion. Many people do not realize how much of an impact Muslims have on our country, whether it be traditions, holidays, or fashions. Their culture has influenced our country. Contrary to what many people believe, the Islamic religion does have similarities with the Christian faith, which is possessed by most Americans. Each religion believes in one greater God, which is Jesus in Christianity, and Allah in Islam. These religions both have a book of faith that is used for worship and prayer. The Islamic book of prayer is called the Quran. This book is set up into units known as surahs. The structure of this book is fairly similar to the Bible, but instead of surahs, the Bible is broken down into books. These two religions may not have the same central tenets, but we cannot fear people over religion. On September 11, 2001, the World Trade Center in New York City were hit by 2 airplanes with the intent to kill, and 2,996 lives were lost, one being my Uncle Michael. This is a painfully dark time in our history. While we mourned, the world supported and mourned with us. This includes the Muslim community. Many people blame this community for the disasters of that day. This event was not a master plan by the entire Muslim community took part in. It was carried out by a group of terrorists who practiced their religion. Most Muslims are peace-loving people, and some even lost their families in this tragedy. They are not to blame for this day. Most of America's Muslim population make great contributions to our society. There are many famous Muslim Americans who have become very successful. There are many celebrities who have converted to Islam for multiple reasons and received positive feedback. For some professions, applicants have been asked to hide the fact that they are Muslim for the acceptance of the associates or viewers. People everyone knows and loves, such as Shaquille O'Neal, have come out as being Muslim and have gotten positive repercussions, but many others have not had the same success. Think about how it would be for an average person just like you and me. With all the rumors surrounding the religion at the moment, would we get the same positiveness? Would we ever be looked at the same way as Christians? These are some questions that the followers of Islam have to ask themselves. We cannot fear Muslims without a logical reason. We need to embrace them with open arms and welcome them into our lives. Treat Muslims as you would treat your friends. There is no reason to fear them.